Hey, hey, hey. Time for another out of this world story from rSpace. Caught my wife, 29 female, cheating on me, 29 male, again after a year. Why do I question my own sanity? Hello everyone. This is my first post here and I just wanted to share, gather some opinions, and vent since I have no other channel available to me right now that gives me this opportunity. So I really appreciate to every single one of you who decides to read and share their honest thoughts from an outside perspective. Background. I'm 29 male, wife 29 female, and we have two beautiful girls under 4 years old. Bear in mind, my wife suffers from depression. At one point, was hospitalized and was diagnosed as being suicidal. She takes medication, or at least should be taking medication as instructed. Story. I caught my wife having an affair back in December of 2020. I didn't find out until a month later. In January, when my 2-year-old daughter gave me my wife's cell phone since it was out in the open in the living room. The lights popped up due to an incoming text message. The moment I got the phone, I noticed the text message said, "I love you." I recognized the name. It was a close friend of hers, and my heart dropped. Not from that message alone, but the messages that were exchanged before. I was filled with anger, shock, disappointment, and darkness. I couldn't believe I was experiencing what I consider a nightmare. When I confronted my wife with her phone, I asked her, "What is this? What is going on?" I kid you not, the first thing that comes out of her mouth is, "Why are you even looking at my phone?" From there, I was even more angry than before. Could not believe what came out of her mouth. She didn't feel sorry until further down our conversation. However, now that I think about it, her sorry wasn't sincere. The fact that I had to dig it out of her, even then, it's not how I would act at all if I was in her position. Anyhow, she tells me her side of the story and confirms she had sexual intercourse with this guy on multiple occasions. She emphasized that she was super depressed, wasn't happy at the house, and that I wasn't giving what she needed, nor was I truly listening to her for a while. In general, she tried to play the victim and blame me for her actions. Of course, I did not know how to react, knowing what I know now, so I took the blame like a fool. I literally blamed myself for her cheating. Devastation and heartbreaking doesn't come close to how I felt and how I feel now just thinking about it. I do not wish this type of behavior on anyone. Fast forward 1 month later, I decided that I wanted to continue our relationship and try to reconcile. But the only way for it to work was for her to break the affair and block this guy from all forms of social media outlets, messaging apps, etc. Literally erase this homewrecker from our family. She did that, and I was there when she made the phone call and blocking him on all social media outlets. A year passes, and while we had some rocky moments, I felt like things were getting better. We continued to see a couples therapist once a week, and that lasted for 6 to 7 months. We ended the sessions thinking we no longer needed them, and continued to practice what we gathered from the sessions. It's now February of 2022. On a Saturday morning, I wake up at 5:30 a.m. to feed our cat. I go back to our bedroom and noticed her phone was out next to her. I simply wanted to close the phone and get back to sleep, but noticed it was the affair partner's username. I could not believe what I saw. I paused for a moment thinking this was all but a nightmare. I didn't scroll through the messages because that was more than enough for me. Everything that I thought ended a year ago all came back flashing before my eyes. This time, I was calm, collected, and didn't shout or scream in anger like I did the first time. I woke her up and asked, "Who is this? What's going on?" She didn't say a word for 5 to 10 minutes. It was complete silence. She then proceeds to explain that once again, she wasn't happy, felt depressed, and didn't really stop having feelings for this guy. However, he only reached out to check up on me to make sure I was alive. At that point, I just couldn't trust what she said at all. The second chance, the little trust I still had for her, spat right back in my face. From there, she didn't apologize right off the bat. She tried to play the victim, justifying why she did what she did, and that it was my fault for thinking we didn't need to continue couples therapy after 6 or 7 months. I took a walk outside for 30 minutes, came back and said, "I want a divorce. I can't continue punishing myself, even though I still love you." Ever since then, I've continued to question myself. My self-esteem has never been this damaged before in my entire life. I believe marriage is sacred because I was raised with that mindset. So now, we are in the process of getting a lawyer to prepare for the divorce process. I'm still trying to process everything, speaking with my friends for support and so on. Once we are divorced, I plan to tell her family why we divorced rather than her trying to hide the truth. But what do you guys think? Should I? I feel like I should to ensure they don't believe any lies that may come out of her mouth to suit her own agenda. Lastly, 1. Why do cheaters like to play victim the moment they are caught? 2. Why do cheaters blame the betrayed spouse? 3. Why do I question my own sanity when I'm not the one who cheated? Again, thank you so much for everyone that took the time to read and share their thoughts. I hope everyone that has moved on is at a better mental state and is with someone who truly cares and respects you no matter how things unfold. Update. I'm sorry I did this to you instead of I'm sorry for having this affair.
I'm sorry I did this to you. I cheated because I wasn't happy in the relationship. I checked out. You should have seen this coming a year ago. It's all your fault I cheated. If you treated me better, we wouldn't be here.
All of these quotes are exactly what my wife told me to the T. I'm still so upset, utterly disgusted, betrayed, heartbroken, angry, confused, and seeing myself in the mirror in a completely different way ever since my soon-to-be ex-wife cheated on me. Zero remorse, zero empathy, zero care. It's insane how cheaters will convince and surround themselves with friends that only fuel her own cancerous behavior, thinking cheating was the only way to get out of a relationship that she wasn't happy with. Screw being an adult and simply having a discussion about it, right? Healing is going to take a long time for me, but I just feel so many emotions to the point where I have major anxiety nowadays. I can't wait for the divorce to be completed. But also, it's sad to see the person you thought you knew finally decides to show their true colors deep down and blaming you for absolutely everything bad that has affected their lives and their life only. Wife left me and my 2 daughters for her affair partner. I need to vent because I am all over the place emotionally and mentally. In short, my wife left me and my 2 daughters, who are both under 4 years old, without saying goodbye, leaving a note, a text, or even calling. I noticed that I went into our bedroom, her luggage was gone, and she took money out of our joint account to purchase a plane ticket to where her affair partner lives. At this point, I'm over what she did to me. But to leave your 2 children just like that? Not saying a single word? A note? Nothing? I did mention to get a hold of her via text, but she said that she didn't want to do anything with the kids because of me, and that she wanted to be happy. She was tired, mentally, of the life she was living. She disrespected our children like they were just complete trash. Of course, I kept my anger to myself so I can be strong for my 2 kids who need me more than ever. I love them both and would never leave them like that, ever. The fact that my wife blames me for everything is astonishing. I will continue to be the best father I can be and help them grow to not be like their mom or ever do this to someone in the future. Anyways, I already have a lawyer for a set date to get this divorce and custody handled. I want to make sure that she has 0 rights of visitation and doesn't get near my kids ever again. She has no right to just dip into their lives whenever she finds it convenient. I hate these types of people and just wanted to express this here. Thank you. Update. Wife who left husband and kids for affair partner is now worried over divorce agreement because of the financial hit she will take. Hey everybody. So my cheating wife who left me and our 2 daughters to be with her affair partner is now having a panic attack over the divorce arrangement because she won't be able to afford anything due to a child support and debt under her name only that I was helping her pay for during our marriage, since I do make more than she does. She texted me saying that I was trying to ruin her as much as I could. The fact that she is more upset over the inevitable financial burden that she'll get hit with rather than the fact she left her 2 kids and betrayed her spouse twice? I'm speechless. She has X amount of days to sign the agreement, or else she'll need to lawyer up if she's not happy according to my attorney. Just wanted to share a small update since my last post was posted 2 weeks ago. Thanks again for everyone's support. Me and the girls are doing just fine so far. I'm just happy that I can be that sane, loving parent they can rely on for the rest of their lives. Our first reaction is from Sometimes I Am Lost. Hey, did you hear that? Yes, it's the tiny little violins. She should have known that a risk of cheating would be divorce, which in most cases is a 50-50 split. And if she does not work full time, get ready. Stay strong, and of course, I am sorry for you and your family. Next up from The Fixer 123456. She is starting to discover that the grass is not greener on the other side. The next phase may involve her wanting to come back to the marriage. Do not respond to any of her comments, i.e. Grey Rock, and continue to focus on the divorce agreement only. Sending strength. One more thought from Chrysalis. I say this a lot here, but I strongly suggest telling her family to push her to get a psych evaluation. Suddenly abandoning your family, the erratic selfishness and lack of emotion for people she built her life around are symptomatic of mental instability. This serves 3 purposes: catharsis and letting her have to live out the fallout of her actions, possibly setting her on the right path to finding stability and being a healthy co-parent. and ensuring that she doesn't have anything that could be hereditary. A lot of mental illnesses are generational, and if you have a leg up on that, it would help your daughters immensely to know or be ahead of the game and possibly keep them from suffering needlessly. On to the next adventure. My dad had an affair. His affair partner is only 2 years older than me. I thought it might be helpful to get this off my chest. My dad has been married to my stepmom for 28 years. She's always been like a mother to me. 2 days after Christmas, she told my siblings and I'm 33 female, that her and my dad were separating and moving toward a divorce because he's been having an affair for about 8 months with one of his employees. His employee is only 2 years older than me, which grosses me out. At first, I felt blindsided. I always respected my dad. I thought he was a family man. I thought he was a man of integrity who valued loyalty and honesty. When I talked to him about it, I tried to calmly listen to his side of the story, but all I heard was, "I'm going through a difficult time right now. No one understands my situation. I was unhappy. I think I'll be happier in the long run." It was a lot of me this and me that. He doesn't seem to realize the bomb he dropped on our family. We're never going to be the same. He destroyed the trust we all had in him. He's a liar who's willing to put his own personal desires ahead of every single family member. If he was so unhappy, he should have made the decision to separate out of respect for my stepmom while he figured out his life. Instead, he found someone who was almost the exact same age as one of his daughters and chose to spend his time with her, while repeatedly lying to my stepmom about it for 8 months. I thought the world of my dad. I know everyone makes mistakes and no one is perfect, but the dad I thought I knew wouldn't have done this. He would have put his family members first. Well, apparently not. I know I'm angry right now. Yes, I'm seeing a therapist. But I feel like I lost the dad I thought I knew. It feels like he's been replaced by a self-absorbed, careless liar. I don't care to talk to him right now. My first reaction from pros before bros. Damn, people are really finding long, circuitous ways to say older women are disposable. They could have been having sex 3 times a day for all these folks know, but the fallback is always younger is better. Next reaction from stockiest peasant. Thank you. Seriously this. Every 5th story is an older dude who gets some younger, usually 20s, 30s woman and is suddenly hysterically in love or realized he had problems in his marriage and dumps his family hard. And we all know it could be any woman as long as she has a younger blank. Sorry to be so crude, but it is a crude situation to me. It's like they're facing their mortality and their younger woman's blank is some magical key slot for a time machine. However, they won't admit that, and the woman thinks it's because she's special. But these stories are formulaic. There are patterns to certain situations that pop up with cheating stories, like what you see in the Other Woman sub, where they all tell each other that they're saving some dude from his poor marriage and that he will definitely leave the wife for them. They just have to wait. And they keep waiting. Our next thought is from either Demon Key 44 or Demonkey 44. The employee is going to sue him for sexual harassment as soon as the affair ends or he tells her it's over. He's a foolish man. Don't crap where you eat. Next thought from Profession OK 1823. So sorry. And one day he will be crying to come back to his family. The OP replies, I agree, and he'll realize nothing will ever be the same again. Our family always hosted big holiday dinners. Well, not anymore. I think he's going to realize life on the other side is lonely. He liked to go on hunting trips with the family. No one is going to want to go with him anymore like they used to. My younger sister won't even return his calls or texts right now. Our last thought from Springfield 2016. Your dad is having a mid to late life crisis, seeking his youth. He's trying to feel younger by screwing a young woman. This is not sustainable. The power dynamic between him and his affair partner is tilted completely his way as her boss. In many companies, if he isn't the owner, both of them would be fired. He has nothing in common with someone that much younger than him. This relationship won't last, but the damage he is causing to the family will.